Hey, what's up, everybody? So this is going to be the first part. I'm going to try something different. It's going to be kind of a tutorial series on telling a story with RPG Maker. And each episode, I'll be focusing in the beginning on a specific topic. Today's going to be in creating characters. And then after that, it'll just be kind of like me messing around in the different programs or whatever as I make the game, and then seeing if anybody has any questions or whatever. So I want to get to this right away. First few minutes, just creating characters. When I say creating characters, what I'm talking about in this is I'm not talking about like the actual making a character in the graphics program. What I'm talking about is creating a character as far as who they are. And part of it is the graphics, because you want them to physically represent who you see them as. Or, as I'll kind of explain with the character that I'm working on right now, like the main character I have, Venora, starting off with an image and then figuring out who they are from that image. And that's what creating a character is to me, is just figuring out who they are right now and who you want them to be, who they should be in the end. I'm going to change my resolution just a little bit. Looks like it's not. Hold on a second. I need to. Looks like my display capture is not lined up right. How embarrassing. Hey, what's up, Cracker? What's up, Eat My Bullets? All right, we want to be able to actually see everything that's going on here. Boom. All right, we should be good there. All right, let's go back to this. So the way I start out with a character, or what's the game about? I'll go into that. Just this is kind of actually going to kind of explain it. So when I start a story, I start with character. And the thing is that there's so many different places you could start when it comes to telling a story. You could start with the plot. Like, what's it about? Like, what's going wrong in the world that needs to be solved? That type of thing. Is it a time travel? Is it a fantasy? Anything like that. There's some, you could go those routes, or you can go the route of, figuring out, okay, here's a villain. Here's the bad person. Here's the main thing that needs to be overcome. Now let's create some heroes around that can solve this problem. But world building, you could create a world that has a magic system, and this is the feudal system in it, and this is the political system, and these are all the things that go on in this world, and then create everything around that. I start with characters. And usually it starts with me figuring out, like, this is a character that has these flaws. And in spite of or overcoming those flaws, they're going to do something great. With Venora here, I actually started out, it was just a little bit different. I was actually messing around the DAS Studio program, and I found these ears, like these elf ears, and I just started creating this character. And she ended up looking so good. It was just a beautiful character, that I decided that I needed to kind of explore who she was. And I ended up slapping this princess outfit on her, and originally it had kind of a coat on it or whatever. And first of all, come on, we like looking at a nice body, so yeah, I kind of took the coat off, and she's in a bra and a skirt, all that type of stuff. But she's a princess, she could do whatever the fuck she wants. And then not only that, but as far as the movement with the character and stuff like that, the coat part, with moving walk cycles and stuff like that, it just didn't work very well. So it just made more sense to kind of drop that. But anyways, when it comes to characters and creating a character, I have to ask myself, who is she right now? And who is she going to become? And it popped into my head right away. Well, she's going to be the spoiled princess. I mean, look at her. She looks like a spoiled princess. But that's not going to be her end. If that's going to be her end, then I might as well make her the villain. But no, she's going to be one of the heroes. In fact, as of right now, she's probably the main character in my story. But there's probably going to be more and more that's going to be. There's 4 main characters. Um, I haven't done enough development on the other three to know. I mean, one of them could very easily end up being the main character in this, but for right now, she's the main character. So she's got to have an arc. There's got to be something that she becomes. So she's a spoiled princess. Her father, the king, sends her to this world based off of the words of this sorceress that told her that, there's impending doom. And that his daughter, the princess, was going to die if she's not sent to this other world through this portal. So, like 6 months before that, she's sent through this portal. She's been kind of chilling there with these knights and this general, kind of waiting for the sorceress to come back and take them back to their world. And she's entitled. She's kind of ruling them, telling them what to do. Even though all of them have much more experience with dealing these types of situations. Well, it turns out that some more people come through the portal. The sorcerer sends more people, but the sorceress isn't with them. And the general taking this as they're stuck on this planet. And he's not, he rightfully makes the decision that she can't rule them. If they're going to be stuck on this planet, if they're not going to get back to the king and to the kingdom, she can't be the ruler. So in order to catapult her story forward, I have the general banish her. He gives her the option to stay there, stay within their little village that they're going to have there, and she'll be taught a skill so she could contribute to the society there, or she could be banished, and she decides, I'm the rightful ruler here. I'm just going to be banished. I'm going to find these other people that came through the portal. I'm going to get back home to my father. We're going to come back to this portal, and then my father's going to have you executed for this mutiny. That's her thought process. So very entitled, not seeing the bigger picture. Doesn't really know what's going on in the world because she's been spoiled, and she really hasn't. Her father hasn't given her any tools for life. And then that's the next thing is I decide, what's the trauma? What are the things that she really has to overcome? And as a character, you need those things. And her biggest trauma is, and she's not aware of this, but she has abandonment issues. Her father, the king, it's not like he, didn't give her everything she needed or wanted in life. I would say she didn't get what she needed, which was love from a parent. Instead, what she got was just things. She got these servants to take care of her. She had a nanny take care of her for most of her young life. But her father really didn't give her any kind of emotional connection. And probably more importantly, he never disciplined her. He never taught her any life skills whatsoever. So she's completely unprepared to rule, to eventually take over as a ruler and to really connect with other people, which you kind of, if you want to be a good ruler, you have to be able to connect with people. So we got those two things. And then the next thing is, I need just a little bit more trauma for her to overcome, so that when she becomes what she's going to become, it'll be just even that better of a story. And, I decided that within this kingdom that she's from, it's very much a male-dominated kingdom, a male-dominated world overall. And she's the only child of this king. And the king was never, never able to have a son. So she's going to be queen someday. But since it's a male dominated society, they're going to make sure that she has a husband. They're going to find her a king, a husband that can be the real ruler. She'll technically be the queen and the one in charge, but she's not going to really do any of the ruling. She's just her job is going to be the figurehead and to have a son who will eventually become the real king, and then keep the bloodline going and the monarchy going. So throughout this, even though she's been pampered, she's been given no real hope that she'll ever be a real true leader. She's not taken seriously in that capacity. And the only skills that she's being given in life is how to be a queen and how to be taken care of. And that's it. So she has to overcome all these things. So then if those are all the things that she is right now, who is she going to become? Well, And not, I'm not gonna, spoiler wise, maybe there's gonna be a little bit in this, but I think it'll be very obvious if you play the game, what direction this is gonna go. Is she's going to not only become the ruler, the queen, but she's going to be the queen that is needed to save the world. She's going to be the queen that is needed to undo the damage that her father has done by being a crappy leader. She's gonna break past the systems of the male domination, and as a female character, she's going to be the one that's gonna be, that's gonna basically say, no, fuck this. This is how things are gonna be from here on out. And then she's also going to find that she is that she is a stronger leader, that she is a stronger person, than anybody would have ever thought. And that's going to be kind of her journey. The other part of it too is that I do want there's going to be a love story that's going to take place within this, and there's going to be another main character that they're going to fall in love. But part of her process of getting to that, is that when she was a young child, like when she was like 11 years old, she had this nanny, and the nanny's job wasn't to necessarily take care of her, but to get her ready to become queen and to be this figurehead and all that stuff. And, she's playing with her dolls or whatever, and she's fantasizing about having a prince and a princess, and there's love and all this stuff. And the nanny basically scolds her and basically says, get all that out of your mind. Don't disappoint yourself. When you marry, you're going to marry for the realm, and that's it. You're these dreams about romance and being swept off your feet or whatever, you're just going to disappoint yourself if you have those types of thoughts. And even then, above and beyond that, as she's growing up as a girl and trying to really get herself prepared to be that queen and to have this role, she starts doing research, going to the library or whatever, reading the diaries of these past queens and these past princesses. And what she finds is that the ones that are the happiest, I guess you could say, are the ones that accept that they just have to fall in love with, they have to find some kind of love with the person that they're stuck with. The ones that keep dreaming about and keep thinking about who they really want to be with are the ones that end up being miserable. The ones that just don't say, okay, I'm being forced to marry this person, I'm going to, love them the best I can. The ones that don't do that are the ones that are miserable. So she's already decided at this point, this is who she's going to be. She's just going to accept that she's going to be set up with a different king, and she's going to love him the best that she can, and she's going to do the best job that she can. She's going to have a son. She's going to keep the realm going. And meanwhile, she's going to be taken care of very well. She's going to be pampered. Life is good. Well, of course, a wrench is going to be thrown in that as she starts to fall in love within the story. And my game plan is that in the end, it's going to be very dramatic the way that she decides that she's breaking that system. No longer, she's not going to marry for the realm or for duty or whatever. She's going to marry for herself and for love, when she becomes queen. So, that's kind of how I came up with the character. That's the thought processes. I once again, I looked at who she is now at the beginning of the story, who I want her to become, and then the trauma. What's the trauma that she has to overcome? And now it's all about figuring out the journey and who's going to help her with that. And that's where I have this second character, Captain Kailua, and he's going to be the one that sticks with her when there's the mutiny and she's banished. He sticks with her because of duty, and it's going to turn out there's other reasons why he sticks with her. Not in the beginning, no, there's not going to be any kind of him being interested in her in that way, but he has a loyalty to the king for a reason, something that happened to him when he was a child. And so he stays loyal to her. And he's going to be the moral compass of the group, the captain is. He'll probably have the smallest character arc out of all of them because he's already kind of where he needs to be in life. I feel like you kind of need that mentor character, and he's going to be that. But he's going to be a very I would say a not obvious mentor character. So I'm really excited for to show you guys the story as it goes, so you could kind of learn to love these characters like I have in my mind. But yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna end that part of it. That's my how I create characters. Not the graphics part of it, but the actual coming up with who they are, the journey that they're gonna go on, and then where they're gonna be in the end. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of mess around with some stuff with the RPG Maker program. If anybody just happens to come on and has any questions on things, I'll answer those and kind of go from there. Kind of stay live for a little while and kind of see how it goes. So I'm in GIMP right now. These are rendered images. I've got a bunch of different ones of Princess Fenora with different, poses, expressions, so that when I'm doing dialogue, I can um, show her in different expressions. So one of the things that I realized is when I was rendering this is that I had her turned away from the light source. And even though I don't mind the shadows, it can really work well when you purposely have those shadows there. Like there's a real purpose for it, but with these there really wasn't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of clean these up just a little bit. I'm going to go into colors. First thing I'm going to do with all these is I'm going to always do a sharpen, just kind of sharpen the lines and stuff like that, make it just look a little bit better. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go into colors. We're going to go into exposure, brightness, and contrast. I'm not a big fan of using those. If you're going to try to do something with lights, I suggest exposure. Oops, I'm not on the right layers. So we're going to go, once again, we're going to go with exposure. And then we're going to up the exposure just a little bit. And not much. It's just the way it is right now, it's kind of hard to really see her expression as much as I like. As far as that, I don't think we need to do any more. I think that's just enough to kind of, you can really see what's going on with her face. And then I have just because with the program, it doesn't bring out some of the color in the skin that I like to see on there. So I have a hue saturation of the reds that I call Venora Reds. It kind of brings it up. But you know what though? This I may have to change it on this one because with the light source coming the way it is, I don't know that I want that. Or if I'm doing that, I might want to turn that down just a little bit. No. Nor reds. Oh, let's see. Maybe we need to just, let's not even do that. Let's get out of this. Let's start that part new. Let's go to colors, exposure. No, not exposure. We already did that. Colors, hue saturation. We're gonna work on the reds, bring those out a little bit more, but just not quite as much. Yeah, just a little bit. There we go. I think that'll work. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add this to the sprite sheet. So I've got. We're gonna add a new layer on this new layer, and we're gonna call this Ban. Ooh, you know what? I need to see what the name of this layer is. It's Van 4 under -3. So this spread sheet needs to be Van 4. So we're gonna go layer, new layer, Van 4. Okay. And then we are going to take our, let's maybe make that a little bit bigger. So we're going to go to view. We'll show it at 200%. We're going to also go view, show grid. And last on that part, we're going to go to images and we're going to change configuration, and the RPG Maker face sets are 144 by 144. We're going to hide the one we already have that because we're working on this one. So with the program or the plugin I'm using, Galv's message bus, what you do is you go and you choose one of these. So, if I chose this face set, it would correspond. This is Van 3_1, and that would correspond with the picture that's van3_1. So this is van4_1, van4_2, 3, 4, all the way to 8. So they're each going to correspond with a picture. So this is van4_3. So to make it easier so that I actually have something to look at when I'm choosing the images, I'm going to go in here. This is _3. So I'm going to take I'm going to do the rectangle. I'm going to do fixed 1 by 1. And then it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to do a Control C. I'm going to go, let's move this over here. Can I move it? No, won't let me move it. That's okay. And we're going to Control V. We're then going to take and scale that layer. Scale layer down to, I always go 140 just so I make sure that it fits in that 144 by 144. And then once it's set, we need to, for some reason, the first time around, it sets the opacity lower. We're going to go like that. Oops. We're going to do the move tool, and we're going to move her to the, set it's a third, right? van4_3. So yep, we moved her to the 3 spot. Boom. So we got that one set. Next thing we're going to do is, since we made some adjustments to it and we want those adjustments to actually show up in our game, we're going to file, we're going to export as, and we're going to go into van4_3, which is what the layer this is. So we're going to hit export. It's going to say that you want to replace it. Yes, we do, because we're replacing it with a more high quality image. All right, so we got 3 done. Let's go to 2. Now this one's a little different. I don't necessarily, because of where her arm is, I don't necessarily want to do anything with the shadows, I don't think. Because there's a purpose for the shadow. She's got her arm up and it's blocking the sun a little bit. So with the shadows there, I won't really mess with it. However, we will go through there and should we repeat hue? Let's try it. Well, let's go back to our normal. Let's go to colors, hue, saturation. Nope, we're not on the right one. Colors, hue, saturation, and let's go back to our reds. Gotta look at some of the other images of her, because for some reason I feel like that's really red for her. Let's go pictures. Let's pull up another one of Venora that I've used in the past. We're gonna go 2_3_1. Let's see here. That's really not that much more red. We're gonna keep that. We're keeping consistent. So we're gonna keep that. We're going to go to our sharpen and do that. I think we're done with that one. So that's van4_2. So we're going to go to there, export as van4_2. Yeah, and then we're going to go back to this. I'm going to take her and we're going to do a Control C. I really like those shadows. I like that how those shadows actually turned up on that. And we're going to do a Control V here. I'm going to scale layer and take that back to 140. Scale, and that's going to be 2. All right, since this is going to be a RPG Maker tutorial, and let's get on to a little bit of RPG Maker actual stuff. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm actually going to say, we're going to actually export this as van4. It's just van4. And this is going to go into faces. There already is. Cool. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go into RPG Maker. And we are going to mess around with some stuff here. Let me, no, it's not going to let me do that. It's not going to let me take and delete all these at once. So the funny thing is, I actually, when I was putting this map together, I wasn't paying close enough attention to how small this little hut is. But once I had the map done, I'm like, okay, you know what? I just gotta make a character. I'm gonna have to come up with a different species, a different type of creature that could fit in that. And then I got some errors right here. When I was doing the parallax mapping, I kind of messed up and didn't. I must have when I cut and paste, I must have put this part of the tree elsewhere. I'm not even sure where, so I'll have to try to mess with that a little bit later. But yeah, so I'm gonna have to come up with some creatures. So, and I've already got an idea. Some little gnome creature that decided to move into the forest just in the last couple days. Let's walk around this map for a second. Well, let's see here. And as I'm learning parallax mapping, I'm learning just a few different things. Each map I think will get better each time I do that. Like I've got an error there, it goes under the tree there, but on, if she moves over here, her head's on the upper side is above the tree. Of course, we got that error there. How's it look going through this? I'm kind of interested. So one thing I might do with this is I might take like these flowers, and instead of using those on a parallax map, I might just make those into tile set. That way I can set them as a bush, and what that does is that it makes it so that it'll look like she's actually walking in the flowers. So most of her will be showing, but I think it makes it just a little bit of opacity, makes her look like she's behind a little bit of the flowers or right in the middle of them. So I'm gonna have to fill out this map just a little bit more. There's a lot of empty space. Let's see here. So, you know what I've noticed is when you're on this, you can kind of see that there's a tree over there. That's about it. I think that's enough for a character to see this and see that there's an island and be like, hey, there's an island over there. I wonder if I could do anything with that. I can't walk over there. All right, that's fine. But at some point, there's probably something that I'm gonna want to do with that. All right, so we've got. And I also got a few other, right there. She's on that side of it. I really needed to have this right here. And when I fix it, I need this part to be over the top of her, so she's passing under that. All right, so she's able to make it here. So what I think we want to do, and what we might do, is we're gonna have some monsters in here. We're gonna have some creatures in here. But above and beyond that, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna take and we're gonna have one of our creatures over here, and we're gonna have the gnome creature. We're gonna have something in here. Maybe saying help, help, help. And I think the first thing you're gonna want to do, first thing you have to do is to make it over there. To where you can help this little gnome creature, and a gnome creature will do something for us. And maybe even we'll find out that the gnome creature has the ability to build things. It's good at building, so we can build a raft, and then that raft would give us the opportunity to be able to go across this and go to this island, and we can have something over there. So what we're gonna do. I've already got some battles in here, so let's do this. Let's go into this map. We're going to right click on it, edit. We're going to have some troops, and let's do giant creature. Okay. And we're going to have our Dingen. Okay. And you know what? Let's do... How do we want to do this? Do we want to... We should have an area. Let's go to... Go regions. Let's go... And let's make a decision that we're going to have like different... Let's see. Let's have 8 be a little bit more... or no, we want a different color. We want something different than that 7 a little bit. So we're going to have 11 be a little bit more difficult of enemies. So if you wander much farther, you get to region 11, then you're going to have much more difficult enemies. So now we need to create those more difficult enemies. So first of all, let's save. You want to save as often as possible. We're going to go tools, database. Enemies. All right, so we've already got... I'm going to have this Kyvern. This Kyvern is going to be... We're going to make him more difficult. So we're going to make him like a 40 on attack and a 40 on defense. And what do we got for... The giant creature gives 15 experience. Dingen gives 10. Let's have the Kyvern give like 25 experience and like 25 gold. Oh shoot. Database, enemies, attack, physical. Thing is, I'm gonna add some different attacks in this eventually, but for right now I'm gonna stick with those. So we've got our giant creature, has 100 HP. We'll probably up that just a little bit. 30 attack, 30 defense. The Dingen, 200 HP, 10 attack, 10 defense. Make the agility. He looks like he seems like he should be somebody that's a little bit more fast. Attack order and stuff like that. Since he's faster, we'll give him a little bit more defense, make him a little bit harder to hit. So the Kyvern, though, let's have him hit harder, but maybe not. No, never mind. I forgot that that guy was going to be the ones that we get to later on that you don't really want to mess with. The giant creature, we'll have him hit hard, but maybe have less defense and maybe more HP since he's bigger. All right. Next thing we need to do is, so we got the Dingen. We got the giant creatures, just one. Let's do a... Clear these. Let's do a giant creature. And a Dingen. Make you fight both of them at the same time. Give us something a little bit different to do. And we'll auto name that there. And then we will also go with... Oops. Kyvern. We'll just have one because I think that's plenty. Once we get to that point, plenty to have to fight. And then, so we've got those characters. Let's save again. We're going to go back to our map. And specify by region. 11 is going to be where we have the Kyvern. Oh, we forgot to name it. It's going to be number 10, I'm pretty sure. Go back to tools, database. Cool. What do we want to do next here? Also want to make sure, do we have... we want to have our two main characters already together. So we're going to go to database. We're going to go systems. And we're going to start off with Kailua and Venora, both in the house. Save changes. Ooh, let's see here. I don't think, since I'm continuing and I didn't have him on game initiation, there we go. He's not going to be in here, see. Right, what's it saying that we're missing? Bit alone, image, battlebacks, grasslands.png. Edit, auto, background. Let's see. Specify battleback, and let's just do. We'll just do this one. Screw it. And last thing we need. I think I need an event because I don't think that I have Kailua in the party yet. So we're gonna just do a parallel. We're gonna go. Let's see. Change party members. No, we already did that. What am I thinking? I was thinking. Yeah, we'll do it anyways. All right, let's do this. Just so it's not running in the background, we're going to do a race event, which means that if we leave the map when we come back, then that event will come up. But the more parallel processes you have running in this, the slower, the more lag you're going to have. So on anything like that, you want to do a hide event. Let's move that here where nobody's going to walk. Let's see what happens here. Save changes to the game. Menu. All right. Well, let's see what we got here. We're gonna see how balanced this is. See if she can. It does a pretty good amount of damage. Got those done. Let's see here. Ooh, yep, I messed her up. Yeah, we're definitely gonna want to use a potion after this. Ooh. Oh, we got lucky there. What I'm thinking is once they level up to the next level, ooh, they should be able to beat these this type of creature pretty easily. There we go. There we go. One thing we're gonna want to do. Let's use an item. You know what? No, I don't have any potions for her. Oh shoot! Did I just close that down? All right. Well, I wanted to change something anyways. Let's go into here. Got the ding. We're gonna edit. We also want to have the giant creature ending. Let's give a little bit more weight to the dingin so there's a better chance that he'll actually show up. The Kivern, we want to make sure that there's a very good chance that he shows up once you hit 11. I think we're good there. Let's just to make things a little bit more. Let's at least give a potion. Change items. Let's give 2 potions. All right. So we're gonna try to make our way over to the. All right, so we're at 1920. Let's do this. We're gonna try to make our way to the area where the Cavernes, where the really tough enemy is, and we're gonna see just how much they get their butt kicked. Ooh, luckily that missed. $25 experience received, 25 gold found. All right, so let's do. Well, we still have 20, so we'll go. Let's see if we can get up there. Couple potions found, so let's go ahead and use one. We're gonna go to item, potion, use one on Venora. And we're gonna try to get there, and let's see. My guess is that if Venora gets hit, that she'll probably die immediately. I mean, it did a lot of damage to him, and he's got more defense than what she does. She, at this state, can't even do damage. Oh, she's lucky that... Ooh. I think this is... I don't know that this is really given a good indication to how difficult that enemy is. Wow, look at that. That did a lot of damage. So we're gonna go here. So was that just a lucky on our part? Ooh, look at that. That just did. Well, so we're gonna need so he's got a protect thing, and what that does is it basically means that she is going to take half as much damage for a little while. That was a critical hit for her on this guy, 13. So instead of doing 140 or whatever she did, had 70 damage done to her. Yeah. So this is much more indicative of how difficult this character is. I think we just got lucky that first time around. All right, now let's see how much easier some of these lesser characters are now that. Now they're up a level. Still doing a pretty decent amount of damage. I want to get it to level 3, and then I want to go back and fight one of those really tough characters, tougher creatures. Yep, still doing a lot of... Dude, if he had a critical, it'd probably be enough to kill Venora. There we go, we're good. Potion found. Alright. Oh, are we out of potions? Ooh. Let's save this. I'm gonna make our way back over here and see if... You really need a potion right now. Alright, so who are we going to give that potion to? I don't know if we're going to survive this. 118 or 109. I think this gives us our best opportunity. Definitely want to stay away from those bigger enemies right now. You know, I probably messed that up just a little bit. It's not gonna matter if she gets hit. She's dead. Yeah, he went for the killing blow. Ah, you know what? That's kind of a... I gotta figure that out, because obviously we should have it so that it shows him walking instead of her. Either that, or I need to have it be an automatic loss if because I do not believe that we can use a potion on a dead character. No. Oh. All right, so I think I've proved enough there. So, I think what we'll end up doing is once you get to about here, we'll probably have like a mini boss battle where we'll do basically like all the bad guys that we've had so far all at once. You have to fight against to save the gnome creature. But either way, we're gonna let's do some. What do we got here? Add color, this event. Okay, that's the one for the music. Let's create some dialogue. Actually, no, let's do this. We don't need to create the character necessarily yet to be able to do this part. So what we're going to do is we're going to create an event here. We're just gonna call this Gnome Home. Haha, Gnome Home. And we are going to do action button. We're gonna have a switch that's gonna turn this on. And then once there's, we'll do a parallel. And we'll do let's do a balloon over it. A balloon account on this event. And which ones do we want? Silence, cobweb, sweat. Maybe we'll do anger. And then we're gonna do a wait. I'll wait 120 frames, so 2 seconds. And then we'll keep doing that. That's all right. Is that the way we want to do it? I think. Go parallel process. We're gonna have a switch that's going to say, and we're just gonna have the Gnome home switch. You know, no, we don't even need that. We're just gonna have that be the regular switch. So it's parallel, so it should just keep going, right? So when we open this up, all right, so it kind of shows that. I'm wondering if we want to show. I don't think we want to show any kind of anything else on that. I think that's fine right there. What we can do is we can create a parallel process here. And what we'll do in 3, we will actually call this beginning conversation. And let's do a show text. We'll go we want this to be a more sincere one. So she's going to say, thank you for being loyal to me. Do that. And we want to do a wait for about 20 frames. And we'll have Kailua go in here. We'll have him do Majesty. My duty. We'll just have that. This is going to be a parallel process. So we are going to new, and we'll go to, because I'm going to finish this up here real quick. I'm going to work on some artwork. I'm not going to do that on stream just because it's tough to actually render anything while I'm streaming. Boom. Let's do this. Let's go. Oh, what? On over there wasn't a house in this forest. Couple of days ago. Go. And new, we want to do a wait command. 20 frames. Well, the easier way would have been to do a copy paste. And then we'll do a I do need to get some of the other faces in this because these ones just aren't as good as what I would hope. Let's see here. Seems like is in that house is in trouble. See, okay, this is where I gotta think as far as she just got banished. They see this house. Her thought process is that she wants to find her way to the portal and to the people that just came through the portal. She's only thinking of herself right now. So in no way whatsoever would she benevolently suggest that they go help out this gnome creature. Uh, like whoever is in that house is in trouble. Not help them. Must make it to the portal. I need to figure out like what there's got to be a land or an area that the portal's gonna be at. So I need to figure that out. Let's do another wait. Copy, paste, paste, new. We want to do we need and we'll do your majesty dot dot dot, and then we will do a show choices. Answer us. They have food. We'll just do those two choices right now. So I want to move on to this pretty quickly here. If it is, maybe they'll have answers for us, then we can Nora. You're right. If we save them, they'll have to Tell us what is going on. No, we're going to add something here too. We're going to edit this. We're going to do a batch entry. So there's another thing. Maybe it is one of the people who came through the portal. You know what? I think that needs to actually be one of the choices because that would get our attention. Let's edit this. Came from the portal. If, okay, and then if it says that, it's like if you're right and we save them, they'll have no choice but to answer our questions. And let's do this. Let's actually add a little bit of dialogue from Lua. See if they are our world, they might know what is going on. Frame 7 that. And then if you're right, we save them, boom. And if maybe they have food. This one we don't necessarily need any other text from him, so we'll just go with her. Hope so. I'm starving. But either way, they're going to go save. We're not going to really give the opportunity for the player to choose otherwise. Let's try this. Being loyal to me, your majesty, was my duty. What's going on over there? There wasn't a house in this forest a couple days ago. One thing I can do is I can have him look the other way, which I probably will do. Seems like whoever is in that house is in trouble. We cannot help them. We must make it to the portal. Your majesty. Maybe they came from the portal. They're from the world. They might know what is going on. If you're right and we save them, they'll have no choice but to answer our questions. Definitely want to get rid of the guy that hits harder first. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do a little bit of a run through on this. I want to see if you know, as far as the difficulty levels and the enemies and stuff like that, see if I'm able to get through there pretty easily, or if I have it too challenging or too easy. I do think that we'll have a boss battle at the very end, getting to the Gnome house, which will be a little bit more challenging. And what I want is honestly, I want the player to have to play just a little bit before they get to that point. So right now we're gonna go up against here. So our options, we're gonna use protection on her. So she'll take half as much damage. Ooh, she's still... No, he's the one that got hit. Yeah, until she levels up, can't even do any damage on him. So we're gonna take item, potion on her. So I think they'll be able to beat this creature right here. But considering this creature itself doesn't give out any... potions, it would be very tough for the player to get through and do much more after this without going back and... Let's see, I don't think... They both kind of protected each other and healed each other. So yeah, I think the player would be able to get through this, at least through this one battle, pretty easily. But they would definitely have to back off just a little bit and go back to the easier enemies. So one thing I may want to do, I might want to figure out a way of signifying that you've hit an area that's a little bit more difficult. And so when I redo the map a little bit, here, I'm going to X out of this. Because right now, basically, I've got where it says 11s on here is where the more difficult creatures are. But I have nothing whatsoever signifying that that's the case. So one thing I might do is when I redo this map, I might, because you see I've got some areas that are a little bit darker. Areas are a little lighter. I might figure out if I want to use that as a way of signifying that you've entered an area that's a little bit more tough. You know, give the player the option if they want to grind of going against more difficult enemies. I'm going to actually X out of this right now. I'm going to work on creating the Gnome character here in just a second, since I accidentally made a house that was way too small to be holding a normal sized person in it. We're definitely going to I'm going to utilize that. You know, I could obviously when I redo that map, I can make that house a little bit bigger, but you know, in the back of my mind, I'm like, you know what, maybe that was a happy little mistake. Maybe it was. We'll see. Anyways, that's all I'm going to do for now on this stream. Next time around, we're going to I'm going to start off with just doing